It's Debo Samuel podcast, Cleats and Combos podcast comment where he says we've been the best team in the league for a while. And as a 49er fan, how does that make you feel? And I also wonder, like, this kind of just came up as part of the conversation. Would you rather be a Rams fan or a 49ers fan based on how the last 5 years have gone? Again, I totally get it, especially if you're someone who's not been alive long enough to see the 49ers win a championship. I would totally get it if you said Rams. I totally get it.
Yeah.
Grandy, you'd probably say Rams, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because he's never seen one. You and I watch the 49ers have a dynasty. So I'm like, no, I want to have fun every year. I want to be in the mix. I want to be good every year. Right now, I have Rams fans in the family. They're very angry a lot most Sundays right now. 0-2, Puka, IR, Cooper, IR, bummed. So,
and the last Rams title was St. Louis. So, and most of those people that you're referring to were not alive when the St. Louis Rams were doing their thing, right?
Well, the Rams just won 4 years ago.
No, prior to that.
Oh, well, right.
Prior to this one, if you want to talk about Rams fans,
yes,
like my buddy Marty Fisher, shout out Pescado, who lives in Arizona, who is our age. He was a Ram fan back when they were in L.A., and he stayed with them in St. Louis, and he stayed with them coming back here.
Yeah, a lot of them bailed and, went to the Chargers for a second, and then they left, and then this, that, and the other. How about Adam in the city? Hi, Adam. Thanks for calling.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on. When that video came out last night, my immediate reaction was just, you haven't won anything. How can you be the best team? This is just coming from a Niners fan. Being in San Francisco from here, I'm just like, you cannot say that if you haven't won it. And then on top of that, the way that you have lost a lot of those big games, you've choked the games away. You've had, the Rams game, both Chiefs games, you've had 10-point leads. Two of them, you've had 10-point leads in the fourth quarter, and you lost. So, no, you cannot say that you're the best team when you don't win. That's my belief, and that's just how I feel. I think the timing of this video is really bad. Minus the injuries, it just sounds like, the Niners players kind of crying about where they felt they should have been after they lost the big one again. It's like we've heard this story before. So that's kind of my stance of that.
Yeah, Adam, I get it. To me, it also feels a little bit like, and I think Russell Westbrook said this at one point, Russell Westbrook, hey, who do you think the best point guard in the world is? He's like, me. And we're all like, well, no, you're not.
No.
But he's a player, so he has to think that way. In order to perform at this level, don't you kind of have to think that you're the best?
You should, and you like the self-confidence, and you like the team confidence from Debo Samuel, and I'm not faulting him for having that self-opinion of him and his team, but it does ring a little bit hollow, as the caller was pointing out, the fact that he's currently injured. So, yeah, you have the best team, but you don't have McCaffrey, and you're out yourself, and you're 1-1. So it does ring a little bit hollow based on all the circumstances of going on right now.
GPD and Hayward. What's up, brother? How are you?
Hey, love you guys, man. That's very good. You know what? I will bet that these guys, all these football players, they record they go to the Odyssey app, and then they listen to you later because you guys are the best show on radio. When they want to know about what everybody thinks about them and what they know and what the fans know, it's 95% of the game. That's why we tune in. Kudos to you guys.
Love you, GPD. Love you, GPD.
Okay.
Kudos.
Hold on. Let me tell you about what Devo said. You were right. Of course, it's about you. You are a Niner. You are good. You have the best talent in the NFL, but you're not the best. You're correct. You didn't win it, dog. So whoever wins the Lombardi is the best. You can't say you are the best if you didn't win the Lombardi. You can say we have the best talent and we feel that we're the best, but we haven't won the big one. See, it's all about semantics and what you say. You got to watch what you say.
Right? All right. So here, GPD, here's the example. and I'll let you be the first to answer this, but we can put it out to everybody. Let's go back to, and I know that, you and I and Dibs, like, we're old enough to have remembered this. Let's go back to the New York Giants' victory over the New England Patriots when the Patriots had not lost a football game all year long.
Manning gets away. Helmet. Tyree.
There you go.
That's my Joba.
It's fantastic.
Thank you. Economy of words.
I think that a reasonable person can answer this either way, but what is your perspective? Were the New York Giants the best team that year?
Of course not. If you play that game 20 different times, they lose 19 times.
Okay, GPD.
And I think they played earlier that year, if I'm not mistaken. And the Patriots beat them.
At the very end of the year.
Correct.
I think the last game of the year. GPD, how would you answer that?
Me, dog. That's a no for me, dog. You're not the best.
Okay. Grandy, thank you, GPD. Grandy, who was the best team that year?
Who raised the Lombardi Trophy?
Ah, that's right.
No,
Eli.
Again, I think a reasonable person can answer that both ways. I get it if that's the way you look at it. Very black and white thinking. And that's fine. I'm not saying it's wrong. I don't tend to feel that way. I think the Patriots, the same way I think the Golden State Warriors, Toronto Raptors year, or even the Cavaliers year, they didn't win. But if you ask me who the best team, the New England Patriots were the best team that year.
Right.
And part of the fun of sports is sort of getting there toward the end, assessing who the best team is, and then going, can you do it? And they usually can, but not always.
And that's where this whole idea about best team for me falls short of what actually moves me, because who cares who the best team is? Ultimately, you're either the champion or you're not the champion. And if you're the best team, then we can look at why you didn't win the big game, and we could talk about Kyle Shanahan, and many fans want to. Last year, you didn't know the overtime rules, and the Jimmy G year, you should have run the ball, and Kittle was open, and Emmanuel Sanders, and Jimmy G, and all the rest of it. We can pick through the wreckage of a loss when you were the best team, but ultimately for me, it doesn't matter who the best team is. There's the champion, and then there's everybody else.
How about let's go to Ryan in Irvine. Ryan, thank you for calling. What's up?
Hey, guys. This is one thing I think is kind of funny. It seems like players, they obviously follow the lead of the head coach. And in my opinion, I feel like Debo feels comfortable. He said this not just in this podcast, but he's said this a few times now, that he feels like they have the best team. And I think he feels comfortable saying things like that, especially on such a big platform, because that's how Kyle views this team. That's how Kyle has viewed his teams for the last several years. And I think he instills that in his players. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I really don't. I don't know if it's too much confidence and not enough reflection on the team to be like, how can we actually get better so we can win this thing? I know confidence, arrogance is needed at that level of sports, but sometimes I question if maybe a little more humility would actually get the job done. And then the second thing, as far as being a Rams fan or a Niners fan, I'm 37 years old. I've lived in Orange County my whole life. I am surrounded by quote unquote Rams fans who get the trump card of saying, yeah, but we won a championship. And it's just, they have the ability, this like, I don't know, just calm and peace, knowing that they got the job done. They have a championship. And I think probably for the next several years, they're just going to ride on that. And it's like, trust me, the answer to the question is, would you rather be a Niner fan or a Rams fan? Niner fan all day long, because I love the players that we have, the organization that we have, and the journey, like as you like to say, the process has been amazing. There's been some amazing moments as Niner fans, but that tension that we feel with 30 years since not getting the job done. I was 7 years. I was playing outside the whole time.
Yeah, Ryan, your phone started to cut out there a little bit, but it's a really good call. I don't know if that I buy that Kyle Shanahan is always feeding the guys that we're the best team. We haven't heard him talk about it much. I do remember John Lynch before the year being like, hey, why are we talking about Super Bowl? you got to earn that every year.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just start there. So I don't know that actually comes from the staff on down. I tend to believe that, these are wide receivers, and this is the way a lot of wide receivers talk.
And you've been successful, so of course you're going to feel that way.